Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip, and today we have a lot to cover in this live stream. Guys, I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but LeBron James coming out with strong support for Crypto.com still during all this FUD that's going on as well. We see Binance currently joining a U.S. lobbying group to start impacting regulation on cryptocurrency in the U.S., which will be huge for crypto. Coming at a strange time after a lot of FUD this week, which we're going to talk about, and more. Also, you got to see what's happening with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. Collapse here. He's currently sitting in the jail in the Bahamas. Terrible conditions, but he has officially confirmed that he will be extradited to the U.S. against the advice of his lawyers. So we have a lot to talk about, guys. If you haven't done so already, smash up like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, happy to say I have my partner Black C with me on the channel today. Black C, how you doing?
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here. Excited to give you this news.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Black C, we got a lot to cover. Happy to have the folks here in the chat. Super Zan, Kid Pro, Crow, HC, we see you in the chat. If you guys haven't done so already, subscribe because, as I was saying, we are going to give away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to one lucky subscriber when we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel. We are very close to 6,000 subscribers, so we are almost there and very excited to give away some free money and more. We will be announcing more giveaways very, very shortly, and I know, Black Sea, are you excited for that one too?
Oh, I am just so ready to tell everybody about it to our loyal members. Wink, wink.
There's
going to be lots of exciting things.
Yes, we are very excited. We want to give a lot away to the community, to the Crow fam out there. But let's take a peek. Let's get into the markets. Let's take a peek at the charts for the day. We got an $812 billion market cap, folks. Bitcoin at a very strong dominance, just under 40%. We have failed to see it hit the 40% yet in this bear market, but this is typically what you see in a bear market. Bitcoin gains some dominance, and 40% is a pretty intense level. We've been waiting to kind of see if it hits that, and I do think we might see that in the next few weeks, but we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Something to note that Binance coin is currently trending. Maybe something to do with either the FUD that's been happening lately or the positive news where they joined a lobbying group. And yes, I do think that's positive news. We'll tell you about why here in a minute. But note that Bitcoin is also one of these top trending tokens because today, not only is the dominance up, but it had a good pump today, probably on the news of Japan making a big economic decision where they will be raising their interest rates, and that is something that wasn't anticipated in the way that actually came out. So that is something that I think pumped the markets today. Of course, we were traced down a little bit, but Ethereum got back above $1,200, which was great to see. So really awesome. And Binance made it back above $250. And we saw that Binance was one of the strongest tokens in the existence of this bear market, at least in the top tokens. And so that was very cool to see. When you're talking about an altcoin, Binance was very, very strong, and the FUD brought it down, but I think it's going to make a swift recovery. Anybody who's been buying the dip on that, I think that's going to pan out well for you. But of course, let's take a peek at CROcoin. CROcoin is at 5.5 cents, just a little bit over that, and making a move back up. And I was very happy to see the LeBron James tweet, which we'll be going over in a minute. Very, very good to see. A lot of FUD's been happening. Guys, you realize that there's been a huge attack on Binance, and the price suffered, and it survived a bank run. So did Crypto.com. They survived a bank run. Huge outflows in 24 hours over the weekend. Everybody's been writing stories about it. Survival during a bank run is a stamp of never going away approval. Like, these exchanges are here to stay, guys. If you survive a bank run, you survive the worst. FTX collapsed overnight on a big bank run. That is because it was a bad company. They were running a shady business. Binance and Crypto.com, folks, mark my words, they're here to stay. Black Sea, what are your thoughts there? Do you agree with me? I mean, we saw the bank run.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, the FUD, if these exchanges can make it past the depths of a bear market in a super, super unfavorable economic time when it comes to risk on assets like crypto, when they can come out on the other side of just non-stop, relentless FUD, and they come out on the other side stronger and still around and still acquiring assets like Binance, getting into Voyager, still doing that at the peak of the FUD. I think that was like a statement piece, like Binance coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, we're getting FUDed so hard, but we got $1 billion to get some of these assets of Voyager." I think that obviously they're here to stay unless something catastrophic happens. But I mean, even these catastrophic events that happen in the crypto space, we're still hanging out. We're still doing business as usual.
That's right. And I mean, we are staying strong here. I mean, we were just talking about this earlier. Black Sea and I, we talk every single day on the phone, multiple times a day, because we're prepping content for this channel for you guys. We do 4 videos every single day for the CRO community and for the crypto community overall. But we've been noting, Bitcoin, all things considered, has been incredibly strong. I mean, you look at this $20,000 price level, man, were we dancing around that price level for a long time. We had some moves above it. We had some moves below it. But guys, we are still not breaking below, that low $15,000 price target for Bitcoin. Look, we've said a $10,000 Bitcoin is possible. We didn't say that it was likely. We didn't really see it going there at any point during this bear market, but we acknowledged that it was possible. But I really do think that this might be the last floor. Of course, trade at your own discretion, not financial advice. But hey, if you want to open up a long, you can take advantage of the links in the description down below. A free $8,000 right now when you sign up for BitGet, which is fantastic. If you want to sign up for Binance, a good sign-up bonus for you there as well. But I do think the bottom is getting close. I mean, what do you think, Black Sea? You look at this chart. How are you feeling about crypto? We're going to get to some of the stories in a minute, but just to take on the price of Bitcoin.
I mean, honestly, there's so many signals flashing right now saying that we've bottomed. There's so many. But, it can still go down. Even if there's lots of signals flashing that we've hit the bottom, the market is all just statistics and probability. There still is probability of us going down, but I am definitely cautiously optimistic that we're going to be heading to the upside sooner than later.
I agree. And you know what? We're going to make a case for that here with some of the stories. We were talking a little bit about the timing of this Binance jumping in to become a lobbying partner for the U.S. and for some politicians. Very interesting following some of the FUD. We're going to connect some dots for you guys here in a bit. So let's get into some of the content. Let's look at some of the things. And by the way, shout out to Kid Pro Crow. I see you in the chat. Reporting this now, I did not see this, but apparently Sam Bankman-Fried may have gone to the hospital today at some point. Look, Sam Bankman-Fried, he wants to get out of the Bahamas. He is done with it. We've been talking about it on the channel. I mean, if you guys see some of the previous videos that we've done, we talk a lot about Sam Bankman-Fried. We've talked a lot about the FUD. We've talked about the Fed and raising interest rates. Kevin O'Leary coming out and defending SBF. But one thing's for certain, Sam Bankman-Fried wants out of the Bahamas because those prison conditions are terrible. If you guys like this kind of content, I mean, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're doing these videos every day, and we will be giving away some money to a lucky subscriber when we hit 10K subs. So don't miss out on that, guys. But want to show you guys. So this is why we believe that the crypto markets took a little bit of a rally today. One, we don't believe that the market should go down further, but clearly they could. But we were looking for any sign of good news. And I think, two, the good news that came is this, and good news for crypto, should I say. The Bank of Japan shocked global markets today with a bond yield shift. So the Bank of Japan has had a very hardline stance on not tweaking its yield curve at all because they didn't want to do this. They wanted to show strength. They did not want to adjust at all. Well, today they came out and it shows that they're going to do a 50 basis point move actually on the other side of its 0% target. So this is something that nobody really saw coming. And all of a sudden this came out, and what we're thinking might have happened is people in Japan saw, the yen isn't as strong as we might have thought. Maybe we need some crypto as a hedge against some of these global markets and the fears of some of these national currencies that are collapsing, right? So I think you saw kind of a run to Bitcoin as a safe haven. A lot of people say Bitcoin is a safe haven. A lot of people criticize that. No, how could it be? Because it's still correlated with the S&P 500. But clearly Bitcoin wants to break away from the S&P 500, and it should be a safe haven. It's going to take a little bit for Bitcoin to get there and split from traditional markets. But Black Sea, I know you mentioned something today. You saw a chart with the US dollar and the yen, and what was that showing?
Yeah, I mean, basically today the yen versus USD has basically fallen off a cliff, and that's not usually how traditional currency trading works. So it was pretty alarming to see. And I think I think that the mythical decoupling, I like to call it, from the traditional market and the crypto market, it is possible. Do I think we're there yet? No. Quite frankly, I think that Bitcoin just traces the S&P 500 really when it comes to volatility, not price percentage moves, but when it comes to volatility. And I think that there will be a time that we finally do actually have a decoupling that lasts. I think that is in the future.
I do agree. But it's very interesting that the yen would collapse next to the dollar. I mean, when you think about it, it's like the U.S. government, like our dollar is in a bad place too. I mean, you look at the amount of debt that the government owes. I mean, it's out of control. The amount of debt that the United States has is just beyond belief, really. And then Japan comes out with one move, and all of a sudden it collapses. Next, then it just goes to show you, or the yen collapses next to the US dollar. It just goes to show you how subtle moves in other smaller countries can really have a dramatic effect, and what a power the United States really is in the global markets. I mean, that's very obvious, but that's why the regulation in the US is so important, and why I believe it's very good to see that Binance is actually coming out starting to try to make an impact in some of the regulation that will be coming into fruition here in the U.S. By joining some of the lobbying efforts, which we're going to get to here in a minute. Shout out to Ben, baby Doge Army. He is trying to get 200,000 CRO before it shoots back up. I like what you're saying, guys. I mean, this is the time to buy the dip. The dip is not going to last for as long as we hope, right? I mean, honestly, we want the markets to go back up. We want a bull run to come, but the longer the dips exist, the more you have a chance to accumulate some of these tokens. And, Black Sea, you did a video earlier today where you talked about traditionally, the bear market ends, right? And can you get into some of that? How many days out from the bear market should we expect to see the bottom?
Yeah, so I was theorizing, and I was drawing out some boxes on the charts, and basically right now, so back from the peak in 2018 in Bitcoin, we had 370 days to get to the bottom. Back in 2018 to the bottom. So the previous 2 bull runs ago. Right now, from the previous peak of $69,000 Bitcoin, the second peak, it has been 406 days, guys. 406 days. We are hypothetically due for a rally. Hypothetically, the bottom is in. Like I said earlier, there has been so many indicators flashing that the bottom is in and we're due for a rally.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, we've been saying that, and it feels like we're a broken record here. We say, bottom should be coming soon, but there's statistics behind that. Of course, history doesn't repeat itself, but it certainly rhymes, and we are waiting for that rhyme to occur here, which is why we say every day on the channel, buy the dip when there's blood in the streets, take advantage of it, dollar cost average into the markets, and you know what? Hey, Ben, you're trying to get those 200,000 CRO. This is the time to do it, guys. This is the time to do it. So looking at some of the other stories, I wanted to point this out. And guys, we're going to talk all about CRO too, but I want to frame the crypto markets. I'm going to talk a little bit about the land going on in crypto. We're going to talk about LeBron James coming out supporting crypto.com and some of the efforts that have been going on Twitter for crypto.com. A lot of great things. I don't believe that I've ever seen crypto.com in such a good place as I have lately. And that's even when you got folks like Mark Cuban coming out, who, by the way, was a big bull in the last bull market. In the last bull market, he was coming out and he was saying, he was buying Ethereum, he was buying this, that, he was buying some of the gaming tokens, he was buying everything. He was buying a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He loved it. He was a huge fan of it. And just months prior, before the bull run occurred, he was calling it, he said he'd rather buy bananas than buying crypto because he thought crypto was worthless and he thought it was worse than worthless. So then the 2020 bull run comes and all of a sudden he flips, he becomes a huge bull. Now we're in the bear market and Mr. Flip Flop flips again. Mark Cuban was on all the crypto YouTube channels. He was on CNN, CNBC, Fox Business, you name it, all of it. And he was coming out and he was talking about crypto like he was a crypto expert. He was investing in crypto projects all over the place. Now he says that last year's crypto boom was 99% noise. Well, you certainly were very noisy, Mr. Mark Cuban. And Sam Bankman-Fried's arrest could pop the bubble. Well, Sam Bankman-Fried has, first of all, been arrested for a while, and the bubble didn't pop, and it's not a bubble, right? We have bull runs, we have bear runs, we have some of the biggest bull runs and some of the worst bear runs in any asset in the history of really any financial market. And that's just the nature of crypto. Those of us that understand crypto, we understand the halvening, we understand the 4-year cycle. We look at these markets and we understand that, hey, there's ups, there's downs. But every bear market talks about popping the bubble. Even in bull market, you have people flooding saying pop in the bubble. Look, eventually things that go up will come down. That's why we buy the dip and we sell at the top. And that's how it works, guys. But what I want to point out here is it's just unbelievable to see Mark Cuban flip-flopping, just like you see Shaquille O'Neal doing ads for cryptocurrency saying, I know nothing about crypto. If I ever did, I never really truly believed in it. You see Tom Brady taking his laser eyes off his Twitter profile because he lost a bunch of money and blindly invested in FTX without doing research. You see Kevin O'Leary coming out and defending FTX and bashing Binance. Guys, just prepare yourselves because the FUD, if you're just getting into crypto and you haven't been in these markets for a while, I want to let you know, FUD has always been around, right? Black C and I, we've been in these crypto markets since early 2016. We've been in crypto for a long time. We've been through 2 bull markets. We've been through 2 bear markets, maybe now 3 bear markets. And guys, we understand, and you need to understand, there's always going to be more FUD come out. There's always going to be people flip-flopping. But what you got to also understand is that when these people start to flip-flop, it's another bottom signal, at least in my opinion. Black C, what are your thoughts on this one?
I literally was just thinking that, when usually when the mainstream media starts picking it up and when the FUD really starts picking up and the people that once were saying to buy start telling you, no, it's garbage, that's usually another signal. That I really like to part of my strategy when analyzing the markets is really seeing what I like to call it the hive mind consciousness is and what's going on inside of that. You see all these people flip-flopping. Honestly, they're trying to cover their butts, but at the same time, that Mark Cuban's buying Bitcoin. That Kevin O'Leary's got Ethereum and Bitcoin. They're just increasing their position sizes when they say this. They're playing the game, guys. They're playing the game.
They're playing the game. Well said. And by the way, now I got to talk about this. You just refreshed my memory. Now, Kevin O'Leary, back in 2017, it came out. He admitted himself that he was buying cryptocurrency back in 2017. And he did that during the last bull market, okay? And nobody called him out for this, by the way, until just recently. He said he bought cryptocurrency in 2017. Well, in 2019, he came out and he called it a Ponzi scheme. He called it worthless, just like Mark Cuban do. Now, but the timeline there is really, really messed up, and it does not look good for Kevin O'Leary, okay? And Kevin O'Leary is a sham. He's clearly a scumbag at this point. If you didn't see, I posted a video of him on Twitter basically flip-flopping left and right. But the point is that he bought crypto in 2017. He bashed it and called it worthless in 2019. And then he pivoted in the bull market and he called it the best thing on earth. And then he was a blind, a blind investor into FTX, invested in the biggest scam, honestly, in the history of the financial world it's turning out to be, which is Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX. And now, after the pop, after the collapse of FTX, he still comes out and he defends Sam Bankman-Fried and then bashes Binance and CZ. Guys, it's just despicable. It's never been more obvious. People say one thing and then they do another. And when I say people, I mean people in power, people that can get on Market Insider, on Forbes News, on CNN Business, Fox Business, CNBC. These guys say one thing. You talk about the Jim Cramer effect, right? You all have heard about the Jim Cramer effect. If Jim Cramer says, hey, this stock's going to go up, almost immediately that stock typically seems to crash is what it seems. It's not an exact science. That's not financial advice. But it's a joke because it's majority of the time seems to be true. They say one thing, they do another, and that's what's going on here, guys. And it's never been more obvious than ever. I see 54 viewers in the chat. If you guys haven't done so already, smash up like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to talk a lot about CROcoin here in a minute and more Binance news. Huge news coming out for Binance, guys, that I want to share with you guys. So another thing, though, I want to get to is, these are some of the stories that we're talking about. More FUD, crypto's money without a purpose. I mean, Black Sea, how many times have you heard the saying, crypto is dead?
Oh man, honestly, hundreds of times, from whether it's from news articles or even people that just like to reiterate the buzzword titles that they get thrown at them on a day-to-day basis from mainstream media. Crypto. Like, how can you even say that when if anybody's taken a few days in the crypto space and actually messed around and explored these different ecosystems, whether it be an NFT ecosystem, whether it be the DeFi ecosystem, you literally can't say that crypto is dead, and you literally can't say crypto is money without a purpose, because there are so many use cases. I can do things with crypto that I can't do with my cash. I can do things with crypto that I can't do with my bank.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Right. I mean, one of the more obvious ones is on DeFi. When you're talking about DeFi and you're talking about borrowing and lending protocols on DeFi, it is so much easier to get a loan on your money. In fact, it's a guarantee that you'll be able to get a loan on your money. It's a guarantee. You'll get a loan on your money in crypto, your crypto money. If you're using DeFi and you want a loan, you can go get it. Now, you got to manage your own risk, so there's more risk, but we want the access to our funds. We want our own access. We want to be responsible for our own money. We don't want to lean on these middlemen, the banks, that, hey, you're a small business owner and you want a loan to build a new property. Oh, sorry, you know what? We don't really like your business plan and we're not going to give you a loan. You can go to 6 banks. They can all tell you no. And people have been targeted by banks, right? Certain communities, certain ethnicities even. I mean, that's been historically, that has happened in banks, guys. Depending on where you are geographically, you might not get a loan. Well, it doesn't matter. Geography does not matter anymore. Race, gender, you name it, none of that matters anymore with crypto. And that's the greatest thing about it is you have access to your money. And if you want to borrow against it, you can. And that's just one use case. I mean, we can look at NFT projects that have been created to support the war effort in Ukraine, right? A percentage of the money goes to the creator of that NFT, and then a percentage goes to help refugees in Ukraine, right? There's so many different things that you can create a purpose for with crypto, and that's the really awesome thing about it. Smart contracts and getting more creative with your money than we've ever been able to do, and that's the beauty of crypto. That's the beauty of DeFi and Web3. Even the Crypto.com game, right? The gamification of crypto and earning on games. Guys, play to earn games are very awesome. That's a purpose in itself. Somebody could make a job out of that. So it's just a whole new economy. And this opinion, this silly opinion by the Wall Street Journal, these articles drive me nuts. There's so many articles that are opinions. Now, everybody has an opinion and everybody's entitled to it. But what makes me sick is that these huge publications come out with their opinions all the time. And sometimes the lines are blurred between opinion and fact. And, same thing with people that have a huge voice on Twitter even, right? And so Twitter's good, right? Because we want freedom of speech and we want people to be able to voice their opinions. And if, hey, you come out with a bad opinion on Twitter, well, everybody can comment on it and everybody can jump on and attack you if you have a bad opinion, or they can support you if you have a good one. And that's the difference between Twitter and a news publication where I can't comment on this. The only way I can comment on this article is by doing a video with my partner Black Sea and talking about it here on the Crypto Report. And so these are the things that we like to do here at the channel. We like to talk about our opinion and some of the facts, okay? And some of the facts. And we like to talk out the whole thing in long form because, you can't just look at a headline and go, oh, crypto is money without a purpose. Oh, there's a fact right there. Going to move on, right? That's not how it should work. And there's a lot of people, to your point, Black Sea, you spend a couple hours, a couple days looking into some of this, and you can start to see crypto has so much value. There's so much value in crypto, but the problem is there's a huge educational barrier to crypto, which is why, YouTube is important, which is why we started this channel, right? We want to share the word, share the good word about crypto, and really shed some light on the difference between crypto and the traditional market. So really, an article like this, I'm getting all steamed up again. It just drives me crazy. Just drives me crazy, guys. But good news, and I do believe this is good news. Sam Bankman-Fried is reportedly set for extradition to the U.S. This was a very interesting story. So in case, some of you guys didn't hear this, and I can't really verify this yet, but I do watch BitBoy, and BitBoy actually came out and talked a little bit about this morning. And it turns out that, and I've heard some of this, that now there was not a police report officially filed in the Bahamas for Sam Bankman-Fried, and that is one of the reasons that legally they couldn't get Sam Bankman-Fried extradited out of the Bahamas and into the U.S., which is where we really inevitably want him to be, because this is where we can really start to ask him questions, where we can really start to get him into court and start to see if he'll actually squeal out some of the bad players that maybe are also involved in this crash, right? Really get some facts on really what happened with the $10 billion that went missing with this FTX collapse. But what apparently changed and why all of a sudden Sam Bankman-Fried is set for extradition to the U.S., besides the fact that he's probably sick of the terrible jail conditions where he's living with rats and maggots and human feces and garbage cans next to the cells in the scorching Bahama heat. Apparently, BitBoy went down to the Bahamas with a crew of people that got burned by FTX to go and potentially protest. Well, they didn't end up protesting, but what they did end up doing is filing police reports. Why did a group from people outside of the Bahamas have to go to the Bahamas to file a police report? Well, because allegedly people in the Bahamas cannot buy crypto. It's actually illegal for a native of the Bahamas to buy crypto. But what's actually coming out is that some folks that were in the Bahamas that maybe were a little higher up in the chain, maybe associated with the higher echelon folks in the Bahamas, were actually buying crypto and were associated with FTX. But those people aren't going to file a police report. Why? Because their hands are probably dirty too. So BitBoy and a crew went down to the Bahamas, and one of the folks with BitBoy that did get burned by FTX filed a police report against him, and this changed the whole equation. When they hit court this weekend, when that piece of paperwork came up, that changed the whole game. And now, against the advice of his lawyers, Sam Bankman-Fried is coming back to the U.S. to go into our courts, and some truths hopefully will be revealed. Black Sea, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, are you happy about this? Are you sad about this? What are your thoughts?
Well, I will say that I think it's good news that he's getting extradited to the U.S. because that will kind of just move this along. Hopefully, I really, really hope that we do get a little bit more information on what was really going on at FTX. But I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to hold my breath, unfortunately. I don't know if we for sure will see what was really going on, where the money went, but and what's really going on with this, because there's so many. The farther you dig into this, there's just more and more questions that get risen up. I can't explain it. I mean, you look into this, you find a little piece of information, you're like, wow, that's really intriguing. Like who SBF was connected with, all these politicians, all these people in the SEC, and you start to raise questions. You dig a little bit deeper, and just more and more questions come up that are unanswered. And I really, really, really hope that we get some answers. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, you know what, and I don't blame you. I mean, also now there's the stories coming up about him potentially being hospitalized in the Bahamas. Who knows? I mean, he magically gets sick and he can't go to the Bahamas. Well, he can't leave the Bahama. We'll see what happens. I mean, this is just another report, but how many times have we seen a report that changes? So we'll keep an eye on this story. If you guys want to stay up to date with this story, follow us at the Crypto Report. We're going to keep an eye on this. I mean, this is the biggest story in crypto right now. This is the reason that the markets, and in my opinion, I believe this is the reason that we did break below the strong threshold of $20,000 Bitcoin. And we've talked about FTX fallout. I mean, this is a story that we have to keep tracking. By the way, put some comments in the chat. By the way, we do accept super chats as well. If you guys want a question to definitely be answered, be sure to leave a super chat as well. We appreciate all the support, guys. We also see some members in the chat. Slay Maven, good to have you, brother. If you guys want to become a member of the channel right now and get some of those sick emojis that Slay Maven does have access to, and you know what, have a chance at potentially even being a moderator for the channel, because we are looking for that as well, consider joining as a member. There's a link in the description down below. Also, when you do go to our YouTube page, so check that out. We got 63 viewers in the chat. Smash up like button, guys. I see we got 29 likes. Let's get those likes up to 45. I know we can do it, guys. I see you're out there, so smash up the like button. But let's look at another story here having to do with SBF and the fallout from FTX. 4 legislative predictions for crypto in 2023. Now, I'm not going to get into all these 4 reasons here, because we're not going to really dive into the weeds on legislation. But the point is that, guys, we talked a little bit about this on the channel in the past. You know, regulations coming. The SEC wants to get their hands on crypto. They've already been coming after Ripple in the court. How many times we've seen that court, that hearing between SEC and XRP come to an end and continue on over and over again? That battle is going to continue. It's really interesting to see that XRP is on the forefront of this, but now FTX collapsed. They were a horrible player. They were embezzling money. A huge criminal case here against SBF. Absolutely despicable. And so now regulations coming, and some predictions here we're seeing is that, you know, one, the Security and Exchange Commission may win some litigation. And guys, that's inevitable. I mean, I don't know, like, may win. Yeah, they're going to win some litigation. I mean, the SEC, they're going to be a part of some of this regulation. But what we got to make sure is that it's the right kind of, right? We don't want them to get their way completely. Some of the things that Gary Gensler's come out and said about cryptocurrency is a little bit shocking. They're going to get involved in it, but we got to make sure that the right things are happening, which is why I do believe that it's a good thing that Binance joining some of the lobbying groups here in the U.S. is positive. We do need to have friends of crypto in the U.S. And one thing's for sure, crypto is way too big for the U.S. government to ignore. They cannot strictly ban it. Now, recently came out, the U.S. banking chairman came out in the Senate, and he said that they may have to try to ban crypto potentially. There's no way they could do that. It's too big for them to ignore. If the U.S. government wants to ban crypto, it's just going to go offshore, and that's exactly what they acknowledged in the Senate hearing. And what they're going to do is they're going to miss out on millions, if not billions, dollars worth of taxes that they'll be getting. And they're going to be passing one of the newest and biggest financial assets that's coming into existence on the globe to the hands of other countries, to Russia, to China, to other major world powers that are going to take this over if we box it out. So inevitably, you know, this is going to come. But, you know, a lot of people are starting to predict what's going to come. You know, 2023 is the year that crypto users wake up to the need for privacy, right? Well, we do need privacy, but know your customer laws are going to be around. Why? Because the government needs to know how to tax you, okay? Now, we want privacy, okay? And we want freedom is really what we want. So privacy and freedom are two separate things. I think freedom's more important than privacy. I'm not personally doing anything sketchy with my funds, but to a point, you know, I do want to have privacy, right? I don't love it that Google can track every single thing that I look at or say when, you know, I have my iPhone, right? And Siri hears every single thing that I say. You know, I don't love that. So privacy is very important. But Black Sea, I mean, just generally, I mean, what are your thoughts here? Is this a threat? Is this a positive thing? What are your thoughts on, you know, Congress and the SEC coming in with policy through some of this litigation?
I think it's pretty, it makes me focus mainly on them wanting to tax, and they would be very, very foolish to ban cryptocurrency. It's an emerging market and an emerging technology. If they were to ban it, they would literally lose out on so much revenue from taxing and so many. Honestly, it's kind of a national security issue if they were to ban crypto, because these other powers are going to become way, way more advanced. I mean, it's going to create seamless transactions for exorbitant amounts of money, and it'd be difficult for you to keep up with it if you were to ban it. And, you know, it makes me really think about this whole taxing the crypto. You know, they come out and they say The Pentagon misplaces $2 trillion, and then the White House comes out and says, guys, make sure that you report your $600 from your Venmo transactions. Don't want the tax man knocking at your door. It's honestly disgusting. It's so disgusting.
It's disgusting. Oh my gosh. The fact that they came out and the fact that they misplaced $2 trillion worth of that. Who are they to say, we're going to track your $600 transactions? Guys, again, they say one thing and they do another. I say this on like every stream because it's the biggest problem that's going on right now globally in society is world powers, and not just world powers. We're talking about the 1%. We're talking about, the people that really control the world, right? We're talking about, the banks. We're talking about politicians. We're talking about the Jeff Bezoses of the world. We're talking about the people that really control the narrative, right? Bloomberg is owned by Mr. Bloomberg, right? Who ran for president, right? These people that control all of this, they say one thing and they do another. And that's exactly why crypto is more important than ever before. This whole conversation right now that's unfolding between, what's going on where they misplaced $2 trillion and, we're going to track your $600 Venmo transactions is just beyond control. Guys, they cannot stop crypto. This stuff has never been more obvious ever in the history of at least my lifetime. Social media, a lot of people talk about the negative effects of social media, but I'll say one thing, especially with Twitter, right? You cannot stop news on Twitter, and that has been really amazing to see. That's the reason we're talking about the $2 trillion that's missing from the Pentagon, right? And from the Treasury is because it's on Twitter, guys, and that's the fact. So it's just really interesting. I mean, I'm not worried about legislation. I'm not worried about some of the regulation that's coming in because at the end of the day, I do believe that it is inevitable that it's going to get regulated. And some very good news that's coming out that I really wanted to share with you guys today. We've been holding this one for a while till we got more folks in the chat. But Binance joined a lobbying group as criticism of the exchange ramps up. Now, this, in my opinion, is the most important story that we're going to talk about in this video for crypto overall. So this was unbelievable. On the week, and I'm about to get fired up, guys. I'm about to get fired up. Smash your like button for the rant that's coming. So on the week where we saw, in the month really, where we saw Binance, red flags, Binance bank run, Binance outflows. We're not going to mention the inflows in Binance, by the way. Binance outflows. Is Binance the next FTX? In a week where we saw major publications like CNBC, like Reuters. Reuters has been the worst this week with it, saying that, they're going to be the next FTX, that Binance and CZ, drug cartels were laundering money through Binance. By the way, drug cartels launder money with US dollars, cash, every single day. It's buried in backyards. It's put across the border, smuggled every single day. In a month where we've seen Binance get attacked time and time again. In a month where we've seen Binance talk about how they're hiring, guys. They're hiring. Talk about a lot of positive things that are going on. Nobody's talking about the fact that Binance survived a bank run, right? Huge outflows from Binance. Did it affect them? Did they crash? No. Did FTX crash? Yes. Why? Because of the bank run. They couldn't sustain it. Why? Because it was a sham of a company. But Binance holds strong. Crypto.com held strong. So we're talking about a week where we saw story after story of Binance and CZ coming out and say, we're financially fine. And people tried to throw shade on that as if like that's a suspicious statement. No. What's he going to say? He's going to say, we're fine. So in a week where we had people left and right attacking Binance and CZ and crypto. I'm not just trying to defend Binance here, okay? This isn't like I'm some Binance hero here. I'm trying to protect crypto and I'm trying to shed light on the truth about crypto. And the truth is that there was a huge concerted effort in the mainstream media with politicians. You saw Kevin O'Leary testifying in the Senate talking about how, FTX collapsed only because of Binance and CZ is a huge monopoly that must be stopped. That is irresponsible that the Senate brought him, Kevin O'Leary, who's clearly a paid sponsor. $15 million he's been given from Sam Bankman-Fried. $15 million he's been given from Sam Bankman-Fried. He goes out in the Senate and he says FTX collapsed because of Binance and CZ. Okay, we got to admit that Binance certainly sold some FTX shares, but why? Because it was a fraud company and he had to get disassociated with it. He had to sell his shares, and he even gave the community a chance to sell ahead. So that was coming down regardless. But again, in a week where we saw Binance get attacked like we've never seen before out of Binance. We've never seen this before. Attacked. The DOJ investigation. Reuters coming out saying the DOJ now wants to investigate the red flags with Binance. If you can't tell, I'm passionate about this one. All of a sudden, after all these threats is what I want to call them, from the mainstream media, from huge celebrities. You saw huge Hollywood celebrities. The guy from Gotham, I don't even remember his name because he's meaningless to me. Guys from huge celebrities come out and say, oh, Binance this, Binance that. Oh, crypto's a sham. Crypto's bad. All of a sudden, after all the FUD, Binance joins a lobbying group as criticism of the exchange ramps up. Very interesting, huh? Now, here's my thought. We're going to bash Binance, and then they're going to pay us money. That's what I think might be going on here. I think that there's an effort from, hey, remember FTX? And let's go to this real quick. FTX's efforts in funding politicians, lobbying firms, it was out of control. I mean, we saw there was potentially over $1 trillion donated to the government from FTX. Well, who's going to replace it? Looks like it's Binance, guys. But was Binance really going to do this before all the criticism came? Do you think Binance was really going to do this before the criticism came? Now, I'm not attacking Binance here. I want to be very clear. I'm not attacking Binance and CZ for doing anything shady by supporting lobbying groups. Unfortunately, we live in a world and we live in a society, and we talked about this, the 1%, the top dogs, they're in control, guys. And if you agree, smash the like button, leave us a comment in the chat down below. But the 1% clearly control the media, so you kind of got to pay to play. And so what I believe happened, and this is a unfounded hypothesis here by me, this is a theory, and Black Sea, I'm going to get your take on this in a second, but I got to wrap this thing up. I believe that the mainstream media and politicians and folks that are missing some of the money and the bread and butter and the gravy train that was coming from Sam Bankman-Fried, I think that they said, hey, we're taking to the news, we're going to attack crypto. Either crypto's going down or Binance is going to cooperate and get to work in helping us in funding our campaigns. And so I think Binance kind of had to bite the bullet and they had to start participating. But this is a good thing. I'm not painting this out as a bad thing, guys. I think this is a good thing because I believe now that Binance was almost forced to the table. They did this. Why? Because they need to have a seat at the table in crypto regulation so they can make sure that it's not banned. This is a move for them to protect their business. This is a strategic move by Binance. Yes, maybe he was strong-armed, but maybe he just decided to join a lobbying group because he saw the fear, he saw the FUD, and he saw the problems that might come out of regulation. The DOJ wanted to launch an investigation into him, regulation coming, very strict regulation. Maybe he needed to get a seat at the table. This could be a good thing where now Binance and CZ get to have a say in the regulation that comes. Man, I was heated up. Black Sea, am I crazy? Tell me, am I crazy?
Ooh, I'm fired up, man. You got me going. I'm gonna be honest. I agree completely. It's pay to play. I would almost go to say that it's kind of like almost like the powers that be are almost blackmailing Binance. I could see that kind of happening, saying, hey, listen, bub, if you're not going to be giving us money to regulate your business, we're going to crush your business.
Yep.
And if you don't give us money for this regulation, we're going to get rid of we're going to regulate your business to the ground, and we're going to bury it. That's what I see is happening right now. And I think that really, it's crazy. We sound like conspiracy theorists saying this, but this is, in reality, this is what's happening. Like, if you just need to read in between the lines of these articles, what's going on in the news, and you can see clear as day that this is happening. This is happening, guys. FTX is gone. These politicians, these regulators are saying, all right, boys, if you want to play this game, better start lining my pockets. And unfortunately, guys, that's what it's about. It's about the money.
I think that's what it is. I mean, it's never really been more obvious than ever before in a time where, we see how irresponsible the government really is in the silly games that they play. I mean, they're after the money, guys. They're after the money, and they just got the money. And so now maybe, hey, they got the honey, they got the money, so maybe they'll sweeten up and they'll get a little bit more friendly to crypto again. I think maybe what was going on is, hey, we lost our gravy train. We lost FTX. We need to find a new player. Well, looks like they may have found one in Binance. And guys, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because now, if Binance has a seat at the table, they can make sure that favorable crypto regulation comes to the table for us in the community. If you guys like that, smash up like button. If you guys disagree with it, leave a scathing comment in the chat down below. I want to hear. I really want to know. If you guys love it, hype it up. Let me know in the chat if you agree. I really want to know the truth here. We want to start a dialogue with the community. And that's what we do. We talk a lot on Twitter too. If you haven't done so already, follow Black Sea on Twitter at 333BlackC. Follow me at CryptoKipTweets. We're going to talk about all this, guys, and we want to start a dialogue with the community. We really want to talk with you guys directly. So, leave some comments, leave some questions in the chat. Check us out on Twitter and talk with us there. We want to engage in a dialogue with the community, and that's really what it's all about. We believe in the future of crypto. We believe in the future of Web3. We believe in banking the unbanked. And it blows my mind that Jamie Dimon came out on an interview the other day trying to say how he's all about banking the unbanked while he's firing clients, historically. Like, it's more clear than ever before. It gets me fired up, and I know you're fired up too, Black Sea. It's just obvious. I mean, this says it all. So, again, this was some of the FUD, right? And even the auditors. So, the auditors, this one was the thing that blew my mind. This was a big story this week. It's funny how this is just going to fade away, and I bet you, and now I'm going to make a prediction, okay? Now, Binance came to the table. They're coughing up the money to lobbyists. Black Sea, before I make the prediction, why don't you just read my mind? What do you think's going to happen in the media now?
What Binance FUD? Binance is great, guys. Binance, they do so many great things for crypto, guys. That's what I think's going to happen.
They're going to pivot, man. I think they're going to pivot. I think they're going to pivot away from bashing Binance. Hey, they got the money. They joined the lab. Maybe they still want to squeeze it a little bit. Maybe there's still a little more of a squeeze. Maybe they think they can squeeze CZ pockets a little bit more. Certainly got something. They got a little bit of juice out of the squeeze here with all the FUD. But, these auditors, I think this was also a concerted effort. I think somebody gave a call to Mazar's group and said, hey, drop them. People went on CNBC talking about how Crypto.com and Binance and KuCoin, they weren't getting vetted by the big four auditing firms, which is KPMG, Deloitte, some of the other big ones. And, people even said to CZ on CNBC, the reporters, they were going, well, why don't you get audited by the big four? And he said, well, they don't really understand the business. They don't really understand crypto. And there's certainly a point to that. But funny enough, Mazar's group dropped him, and then Binance and CZ went to the big four, and all the big four said, no, we won't take you as a client. It's almost, again, is it blackmail? I mean, we're not going to audit you until you cooperate. Is that's what's going on. It's going to be interesting to see how all this unfolds. Again, maybe this is a conspiracy theory, guys, but then again, maybe there's really something to this. I don't really know, but please let me know your thoughts in the chat. Down below. Stan Cloudy, I see you agree. Benny, it looks like you agree. It looks like we've got everybody agrees. It's a protection racket. Nazar in the chat. Good to see you, Nazar. Sandman, good to see you. Sandman, yes. O'Leary, Kevin O'Leary, probably one of the biggest con men next to Sam Bankman-Fried. I'm going to be very interested to see if Kevin O'Leary gets any, jail time. I don't know. I mean, people were talking a little bit about Gary Gensler. Look, I don't think Gary Gensler is going to see a sell, but hopefully, he can at least lose his seat as the chair of the SEC. So we'll have to see what happens, guys, but there's so much going on with this, but, I think that that's really what it is. And so One thing I want to share with you guys is if you're not following CZ on Twitter, I really recommend that you do. Very, very interesting to see some of the things that he says. And this is a great point that I wanted to share with you guys. All of crypto combined is smaller than one single company. They're talking about Amazon. Still the early days in crypto, but so much attention's on crypto. Why? Because it is the future. And that's the truth. It's too big to ignore. They need crypto to be at the table when it comes to lobbying. The politicians do, because that's how they won the last election. I mean, that's how elections are won, guys. It's been proven that Biden was funded by Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, I have to acknowledge that the Republicans were funded as well, but it's been proven that the Democrats were funded more. These politicians need funding from crypto companies. Now they're going to get it out of Binance. They know crypto is the future. That's why they're trying to regulate it. They're not going to try to ban it. They're going to try to regulate it. They want to cause some fear. They got Binance to the table. But this is a great point. All the crypto combined is smaller than one single company. Guys, Amazon is a multi-trillion-dollar market cap. Nobody's talking about Jeff Bezos and Amazon, okay, and the monopoly they have on the marketplace. One day, mark my words, one day, crypto market cap overall, maybe not Bitcoin, maybe Bitcoin, but the crypto market cap overall will be bigger than any one single stock. And it should be, because it's a whole new economy. It's an entirely new economy. And when you think about it that way, an entire industry, an entire global economy should be bigger than Amazon. So when you think about it that way, guys, we are still so much in the infancy. And Black Sea, you and I were just talking earlier today, in 30 years, like, where do you think we're going to be at in 30 years? Like, are we early? Are we way ahead of the curve? I mean, like, you and I started in 2016. I felt early then. Do you still feel early now? Do you think some of the folks watching in the chat today are early or late to the party? What are your thoughts?
I definitely think we're extremely early. Every time when we're at like the peak of the bull run, I'm like, all right, guys, like mass adoption's around the corner. And then when we hit that bear market, I realize, wow, all those people were just here for the hype, not for the technology. We're extremely early. Mass adoption has not happened yet. We're extremely early. We still are extremely early. I think in the next 30 years, man, I mean, a lot can happen in 1 year, but the next 30 years, I mean, there could be a completely new thing that is better than blockchain. But I will say that blockchain is here to stay, and it's going to change the world, the financial world. It's going to change everything if the government can't kill it. They're going to try, but they won't be able to.
There's no way. There's no way they can kill it. I won't buy it. I will not buy it at all. A Sandman asking, are we twins? No, but we are brothers from another mother. I've known this guy since way back when, and we've been. It's a good question, Sandman. We're not. But you know what? We have been in crypto together since 2016. We've been friends for a very long time. We have talked about creating this YouTube channel for years and years and years. And finally, you know what? We said enough's enough. It's time to create this channel. But the reason we did it is because things that are going on right now and the FUD that's going on is so out of control. And we created this thing just in the last year. We've been doing it. We've got just about 800 videos. We're doing 4 videos every single day. But the point of the channel is to bring the news to the community, because there's a lot of great YouTubers out there, but we need to add more to the mix. And I highly recommend to any of you, maybe you got a friend out there that you talk with crypto every day. Maybe you guys have a collaboration that you guys can do in creating a channel. Maybe it's just a one-man show. Maybe you guys need to create a channel. I recommend, if you guys are passionate about this, if you have a belief, share your thoughts on Twitter. Tweet at us on Twitter. Create a YouTube channel. Create your own content, guys, because the more that we get this information out, the more that the masses can understand. Because at the end of the day, unfortunately, it's a fact, guys. It's a fact. And this brings me to my next point. There is brainwash in society. Guys, markets are manipulated, okay? The news is manipulated. You heard the term fake news. Maybe you guys have heard this. Noam Chomsky, okay, a philosopher, manufactured consent. Maybe you've read his book, maybe you haven't. There's a documentary on it. I highly recommend you check it out. Manufactured consent. Please check that out. Please check it out. Guys, if you haven't understood this, you got to understand there's brainwash going on. But how does a brainwash occur? We've talked about it. It's the 1% controlling the media, controlling the narratives, controlling Hollywood, controlling celebrities. And whether it's the left or the right, guys, I'm just talking about the powers that be controlling the herd, right? You talk about wolves and sheep. Unfortunately, there's a lot of sheep in the world, okay? And when I'm talking about wolves and sheep, and Black Sea and I talk about this all the time, there's a lot of sheep in the world, and there's a lot of wolves, and the wolves eat the sheep, okay? Now, manufactured consent is basically all about how the government and really the rich, the elites, manufacture your consent in being okay with the status quo. And the status quo is, the FUD, the suppression, trying to squash, the good things, right? It's trying to squash crypto, your freedom. So when I say, you should consider creating a YouTube channel, and if you guys want to build a community, I highly recommend it. You guys should go to Twitter. You guys should go to YouTube. You guys should spread the truth, spread your own information, because we need to battle misinformation. And I hate the word misinformation, and I don't even like the word fake news, because a lot of times when somebody says fake news, it is fake news, which is ridiculous. But we need more people to get out. Regular people like Black Sea and I, we're regular people. We're just people that believe in truth, okay? And we want to share the truth with people. And this tweet was very interesting from CZ. I want to share with you. If you want to understand FUD, read this book. This book is very similar to Noam Chomsky's Manufacturing Consent. I'm glad he's sharing something like this, because we have to understand that just like in World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, you name it, propaganda existed, and it still exists today. And the only way to battle information is more information. Black Sea, what are your thoughts, man?
I think that CZ is super bold for posting something like that, not going to lie. But I think that it's totally true. I mean, the markets, the crypto market, the traditional market, it is person against person. It is a bloody, bloody sport. I'll call it a sport, because the people that are at the top can sway many, many more people at a flick of a article, putting an article up, having a news anchor say something, swinging the markets in one direction, in the other direction. Guys, FUD is very, very powerful. And if you aren't on the right side and on the side of where the elites are going to take it, or who is going to be writing these things, then you're going to get crushed. It's very important to pay attention and take a step back and watch, where are they taking this thing? How can I be along for the ride? How can I not get ran over? Yep.
And you know what? And this brings me to another thought. And you made some great points there. And, FUD, if you want to understand it, guys, here's another way to think about it. A lot of people, I'll tell you, when we started creating this channel in the beginning, people say, oh, you're creating a YouTube channel, or, oh, you want to create a YouTube channel, that's cute, or, why would you do that? Or, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should focus on your work. You should focus on this. You should focus on it. You could focus on multiple things at once, by the way, and be successful, okay? But what I'm getting at is people want to FUD not only markets and not only politics, but people want to FUD you, right? And we talked about wolves and sheep. And anybody out there, and now I'm just giving you some motivation, guys. If you're out there and you have a dream, guys, I'm telling you right now, and I just watched The Pursuit of Happiness, and they talk about this perfectly. You see Will Smith on the roof with his son. There's this great scene where he gives him a basketball, and he's practicing basketball, and Will Smith says to his son, hey, son, don't get too focused on basketball. Don't spend too much time up here. You need to focus on your studies, and you got to focus on getting a job and all. And then he steps back and he realizes, and he tells his son, don't ever let somebody tell you that you can't do something. And that's what I want to remind you guys. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something. If you have a dream, go out and chase it. Be the wolf. Do not be the sheep. And smash up like button, guys, because if you're in the chat right now and you guys are watching this video and you guys are in crypto, then I'm making the argument that you're already a wolf. You're on your path to being a wolf, and you should stay on that path, guys, because you need to do your own research, and you guys need to believe in yourself, and you need to have your own dream. And I think that that's one of the biggest messages here that I want to relay to you guys, because it's not just crypto. It's life. It's propaganda. It's meant to hold things back, to suppress information, to suppress action. And that's what they're trying to do right now. So this was a great tweet, and it really gets me fired up because it speaks to a lot more, guys. Be the wolf. Be the wolf in the chat. Slay Maven, I see we're getting you fired up. I like that. If you guys want some awesome emojis like Slay Maven, you can join as a member. Really great to have everybody in the chat, guys. But let's talk about some crypto.com, eh? Let's get a little bit into it. So LeBron James tweeting, but let's look at this. So crypto.com's doing fantastic work on Twitter. They are building, really great following. 2.6 million followers is fantastic and growing. The FIFA World Cup was tremendous. They got a live AMA video with Kamaru Usman, a very large UFC fighter. They are the sponsor for UFC. They promote this. A lot of great things going on. But what I really want to highlight here, and you saw it on the thumbnail, guys, LeBron James came out, and yes, he used it, folks. Hashtag CROFAM. Hashtag CROFAM. LeBron James is tweeting at crypto.com during a time where Tom Brady's giving up on crypto, Shaquille O'Neal's giving up on crypto, celebrities like Kim Kardashian and all the others are settling in lawsuits, and auditing firms are backing away from crypto. LeBron James ain't giving up on crypto. He still believes in crypto, and he's going to continue to support it. And he is going to Twitter and doing a hashtag CROFAM. Guys, this is huge. I retweeted this earlier today. Actually, you know what? I didn't, but now I just did. So boom. If you see this, go ahead and retweet it. Share the good word because this is good to see, guys. But more importantly, what I want to show you guys is that LeBron James, not only did he tweet this on his personal page and did crypto.com reshare it, which is great to see, but he tweeted the other day as well. This isn't just a one-off tweet. I missed this the other day, but I want to call it out. He was actually tweeting at crypto.com during the FIFA World Cup, which was fantastic to see. Really, really cool and very, very bullish. Very good to see that the man that was the face of crypto.com during one of the huge Super Bowl ads for cryptocurrency during the last Super Bowl, that got a lot of criticism, by the way. And Matt Damon especially, who, by the way, wasn't a Super Bowl ad, just one of the first commercials for crypto.com. LeBron James is not shying away from crypto.com. Why? Because even LeBron James knows that crypto.com is here to stay. Now, don't take your advice from celebrity athletes, but guys, this was great to see. I was really relieved to see this. Black Sea, how did this make you feel?
Honestly, it's awesome to see this, especially when there's so much of these celebrities backing out. To see LeBron come out and just say, yeah, crypto.com is great, guys. I love to see it just contradicting everything that's going on with all these celebrities saying that crypto is bad right now. It's a breath of fresh air, honestly.
It's a breath of fresh air. I mean, it's been really out of control. This has just been a really tough time for crypto with all the FUD, and just a real breath of fresh air here to see LeBron James come out. Somebody finally with a big voice come out and get bullish. The CROFAM, guys, the hashtag CROFAM thing, guys, this is getting big. If you guys are on Twitter, if you're not on Twitter, you should get on Twitter. Hashtag CROFAM, guys, sport it. Let the community know. Let people know. Spread the word. But I was really excited to see this. I need to share this with you guys. This is huge. Very big partner. A lot of excitement, a lot of hype coming out. Also about CRONOS and the CRONOS NFTs, guys. Saw a cool tweet here from crypto.com NFT. And they were asking, hey, what projects on CRONOS are you interested in? So I kind of want to get your thoughts in the chat below. Let me know what you guys are excited about. I'm curious. But looking through on Twitter here, there's some other ones out. Obviously, the Loaded Lions and the Cyber Cubs as well. The Gangverse NFTs are coming out. I actually bought a little Gangverse NFT myself just to get a little exposure. Not because I'm super bullish on it, just because I saw some hype. And when it comes to NFTs and the CRONOS chimps as well, we're seeing that here. I'm a little less familiar with these guys, but it's good to kind of see them rallying the community on the hype that's coming from Loaded Lions and the Crypto.com land. But what are you guys looking at out there? I'm very curious to see if you guys are getting involved in these NFTs. But Black Sea, do you think Gangverse is anything? You think that maybe it's too early to tell? What are your thoughts about the Crypto.com NFT platform in general?
Well, the Crypto.com NFT platform, I would say, it's nice, but I think I'll be honest. I think it could be better. I have a lot of experience on using OpenSea and using Magic Eden, and they could do a better job. They definitely could do a better job. We just had that huge crash going on when we were working on getting some deeds, some land, some crypto.com land, and dare I say that the reveal is in a couple hours, which is really exciting. But I think they could do a little better job. But that being said, I really like where they're taking these big projects that are attached to the crypto.com name, like Loaded Lines and Cybercubs. I think it's awesome. I quite frankly haven't looked too deep into the gangverse, but with NFTs, there's definitely opportunities to make quick flips and make some money when a project either like mints out right away, or even if trading on the secondary, you can make some money flipping them.
Yep, absolutely. And I think really one of the great things you guys got to look out for when it comes to NFTs, and I know Black Sea and I can both agree to this, that it is, and Sandman, you're checking out Minted. Sandman, maybe too early to tell, but I do believe that Minted might be one of the big projects coming on CRONOS. I really do. Ebisu Bay, it's not a great name. The logo's a little strange. You would look at it and you wouldn't know. But Minted is great branding, in my opinion. I think it might be one of the big ones. But Crypto.com's NFT platform on the main exchange, Black Sea, I do agree with you. It is a little weak. But when you guys look at NFTs, and I think we can both agree on this one, Black Sea, it's all about the community. So the reason I got a little Gangverse NFT, and just one, is because I saw some of the Loaded Lions in Discord talking a little bit about Gangverse. And so there's a little bit of hype. I look for hype and communities. And when you find hype, you find a community, just like the hype and the community that you have with the Loaded Lions. You kind of see it and you go, oh, that's a little bit obvious. If you guys don't follow the Crypto.com NFT, I just did. You know what? I see their tweets all the time. I actually thought I was following them. I suggest you do. Stay up to date on all the hype that's coming out on the Crypto.com NFT platform so you guys can be first to the table. Look, if Binance and Crypto.com are two of the biggest exchanges in the world and they have NFT platforms that get big, and you guys are ahead of the community and you guys are ahead of the crowd and the sheep, should I say, that are going to be late to the party, right? You want to be first to the party. And the way you can do that is keeping an eye on Twitter, keeping an eye on the hype. So something to consider, something to look at. But one of the biggest things right now, and as you can see, it's the banner on their Twitter, is the Crypto.com land, the NFT. If you guys haven't gotten any of this land, by the way, you should definitely check it out because the price is down right now. The floor price is down below $200. The other day it was at about $250, which was pretty big, and it started at about $190 when I saw it at least, and it kind of wavered back down, probably on account of all the FUD lately. But in like 24 hours, I believe, in about, I think it's even 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on the 21st, but they're saying it's the 22nd. So tomorrow, I believe, look around midnight, you'll probably see it live. We will have our deeds revealed, and on our live stream on Thursday, I will be showing each and every one of you exactly what deeds I got. I know Black Sea was able to get a deed on the aftermarket. I think he might pick up one or two more. I myself, I did have a lion, and I did get 26 deeds. I was very lucky. I intend on selling a large majority of those deeds once I know what I have, and I'll be very excited to show the community what I was lucky enough to get, if I was lucky enough to get something rare at all. We'll have to see what happens, but I know there's a lot of hype leading up to this. If you guys didn't get access to any of this land yet, make sure you check it out. And also make sure that you guys check out the Loaded Lions if you haven't done so already. Loaded Lions are basically the crypto punk of Crypto.com, and the floor price is way down. $1,700 for a Loaded Lion. Actually, that's even lower than I thought. Guys, that's a really low price comparatively to the last 2 months at least, or at least back down to kind of the floor of where we've seen it. Going to be very interesting to watch this price as the Crypto.com land deeds are revealed. Let me know in the chat if you guys are interested in Loaded Lions, what your thoughts are on the Loaded Lions. And looking for any questions in the chat, by the way, about this here, because we're about close to done here, but I want to share one more thing with you guys. Very interesting to see, for those of you out there that are curious about what your chances are at getting some of this land, this was a very, very cool thing on Twitter that, by the way, Black Sea, follow us on Twitter, guys. 333 Black Sea retweeted this out. This is why we're saying you should follow us. And I retweeted it as well today. Cool chart for my loaded lions out there. This shows you the likelihood of you getting a Crimson Dune, Alluring Aurora, Sapphire Lagoon, Molten Cavern, or a blocked chain. Blockchain's the most rare. If you have one of those, you're probably going to make a boatload of money. If you got a Molten Cavern, you'll probably make a lot. Sapphire Lagoon, you still make little less than the others. But Crimson Dunes is the most common. So if you're looking for this, you can find this on Twitter, guys. But you're doing a great job on Twitter. I mean, you tweet how many times a day? I mean, what kind of things are you trying to share on Twitter, Black Sea?
See, I'm just trying to keep everybody informed, and when I see something that's noteworthy, I like to make sure that the crypto fam knows what's going on. Keep them up to date.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the name of the game, and that's what we're going to keep trying to do for you guys out in the community. I saw a tweet or a comment down below. Kid Pro Crow, you're asking, what time exactly is the land NFT reveal coming? You know what? That's a great question, and I don't have the exact answer right now, but I will get back to you on that. How about this? I'll tweet it out for you. So follow me on Twitter, Kid Pro Crow. Actually, I think you already are, my brother, so kudos to you. But I will retweet out the exact time, but I haven't seen that exactly, so I will let you know. That's a good question. Look, I'm not going to give you an answer to something I don't know, but I do know that either tomorrow night, I heard somebody say 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I can't confirm that for a fact. Might be tomorrow, but definitely on the 22nd, it will be revealed. So check us out on Twitter for that one. Looking for some other questions in the chat as well, guys. But hey, you know what? Looking at this, I want to relay to you guys. We are at the bottom of this market. The bull market is right around the corner. Black Sea, I mean, come on. How many days do you think it is? Do you think it's days? Do you think it's weeks? Do you think it's months until this market turns around according to this rainbow chart?
I mean, I'm really a strong believer in the 365 days leading up to the next Bitcoin halving. We'll start to see some hype and start to see hopefully a bear market rally, something to bring us up, give us a little bit of relief. I think we were kind of had that stolen from us, but I think that we were prepared for a bear market rally right as the FTX collapsed, and we kind of got missed out. We kind of missed out on that because of that, the Black Swan event. But we are definitely due for it. I really think that 365 days, guys, leading into the Bitcoin halving, we're going to start seeing some upward movement.
I really do. I really believe it, man. And, you know, you look at this, we're basically on a fire sale right now. Anybody who's buying out there right now, you guys are ahead of the curve. We are still in the crypto infancy. It's so hard to believe, but it is so true. Guys, yes, these were better times to make gains back in the beginning, but this still, when we get back up to these areas, these are huge, huge gains. You can change your life. You can change your family's life, guys. Do not miss out on this. Make sure you dollar cost average, buy the dip. We say it every day here at the Crypto Report. If you guys haven't done so, subscribe to the channel and make sure you guys follow. Turn on the notification bell as well, because we want to keep you guys up to date with the latest and greatest going on in crypto. And if you guys want some of our exclusive content, or you want access to some of those awesome emojis that Slay Maven, one of our members, has been putting out in the chat throughout this entire stream, consider joining us as well. All you got to do is go here or into the description down below. You can become a member and join the Crypto Report community. Guys, we're building a community. We are building a CRO family, and we are bringing in collaborators, guys. We have a collab coming up with, I'm going to shout out Gold Pony Crypto. If you guys don't already follow him, check him out. We've done collabs with Oscar Ramos, Satoshi Aoki. We may have some more coming up very soon that we will announce as soon as we confirm those collabs are coming up. But guys, we will not stop bringing this content, 4 videos every single day. I think in the new year, we might even bring more videos to you guys. We'll have to see about that. And I want to stress to you guys, we have a huge giveaway coming. First of all, when we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, we're giving away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. And Black Sea, I don't know. I mean, I want to reveal it, but, you know, we got more giveaways, right?
Oh, yeah. You know, you keep teasing me. You keep me chained up. I want to really tell the members what we got going on, what the types of giveaways that we got coming.
We're bottomed out, guys. Crow going to heat up. 2J3 talking a little bit about it. But You know what? That's all I got. I don't see too much going on in terms of questions in the chat. I think we're on the same page here, Crow fam. Black Sea, any parting words for the community?
Thanks so much for watching the stream, guys. We do it every Tuesday, Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please stay tuned. I really, really, really want to tell you guys about the cool things we got going on for our members. So keep up to date, guys. We'll keep you up to date.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me again today, Black Sea. Again, 5:30 Central Standard Time every Tuesday, Thursday. We'll keep it coming at you guys. That's all we got for this one. I'm Crypto Kip. That is Black Sea. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. And as always, you got to remember to DCA, HODL, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. We will see you next time. Peace.